We'll say happy Honda days.
No.
Happy Honda. No, not happy Honda days.
Are you a Honda man, Jack?
I saw that somewhere. Someone wished everybody else a happy Honda days, and I was like, that's funny. So I say that now.
So you're back. It's been weeks.
It has been.
Literal weeks.
I feel like I've been gone for months, even though it's just been 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But I'm back. I landed literally like an hour ago. I've been flying all day.
And you're not exhausted.
For some reason, I feel good. Like I feel fine. My guess is like halfway through the stream, all of a sudden you're gonna look over and I will be asleep.
Fall the fuck over.
I'm just gonna be like I've forgotten the laptop already.
It's under that schmutz.
That's schmutz. Oh, that's schmutz. But no, I'm actually feeling really good. Had some good flights today. I had a really bumpy flight today.
Yeah.
Had one decent flight, but one very bumpy flight.
That would drive me nuts.
It was actually like scary bumpy too.
That would drive me nuts.
You know, it is what it is. I'm sorry,
I
but
hate flying. Fucking hate
I
it.
love flying. It gets you to where you want to go, but faster.
Yeah, but there's a risk of falling on the ground a very long way.
Sure.
In an uncontrolled manner.
You know, there's a risk of dying of a heart attack any day of the week.
Yes.
You know, like boom, boom. Don't forget to get eggs. I need to go grocery shopping after I'm done tonight. So yes, remind me to go get eggs. Remind me to go grocery shopping. It'll be great. And as I started to tell Rich this story, without a doubt, every trip that I take in an airport, there is a fan encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And now this one actually turned out to be like it wasn't a fan encounter, but it was there. So we're actually in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
We're in another country in the customs line. You know,
So you got recognized in the fucking Bahamas.
I believe I did.
Okay.
There was no official like, hey, are you Jack? Right? There was none of that. There was not the official recognition. What there was a dude and his girlfriend maybe looking at me and pointing at me and giving that look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I can best describe this to people. There's a look that fans give us. The like,
Is that Patrick Stewart?
Right. It's the I think I know that person look. You know? There is a definite look, and you can tell right away when someone knows who you are. At least I can. Look, a bald man. Well, I think that's where it starts. Like, hey, that's a bald man with glasses. That kind of looks... Oh, is that? Oh, that might... Is that... And see, that's where it really kicked in. Because, these people were pointing at me and, like, going like this. Like, oh, is that what? Is that it? And we pass, you know, like, we're in the line for customs, right? We're through security, but now this is the line where you have to, like, give them your passport. No, I don't have anything to declare. No fresh fruits. And so we passed each other a good 3 or 4 times in that line. Oh, what happened?
I'm just turning the game sound
Oh,
up,
sure.
we're going to be talking.
Oh, yeah.
When I soloed, I had the game audio up. Because
course.
I don't talk as much. So I think it's pretty good.
Oh, good.
For me.
That's good. So in any case, to end my story, I kept, like, as I would get closer to these people in line, I could see them try to build up the courage or the gusto to ask me something. Maybe they didn't feel like it, like, oh, I'm there with my family. Maybe they didn't want to, like, intrude, but I could see it in their eyes, like, oh, I just wanted to, every single time we passed, and it never happened. And we were actually even on the same flight from my first flight out. We were on the same flight, and nothing happened.
Just go to the Renaissance Fair if you want to get noticed.
I don't want to get...
It's never failed.
Here's what I will say. In the airport, my aunt and some cousins were there.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to be recognized in front of them.
And for someone you know.
Well, right, who doesn't...
So they know you're not full of shit.
Someone who doesn't necessarily know what I do, and then all of a sudden someone goes, hey, you're Jack, I know you, I like the things you make. And then you go back to your extended family and go, see?
My nephew makes weird videos. We should get a real job. No, you don't understand. No, it's not.
People like me and what I do. So unfortunately, like I kept on waiting for the encounter to happen in front of my extended family, and it did not, unfortunately. So, oh well, that's it. That's the only story I have from this vacation. That's it. No other stories.
That's your only story.
It's pretty boring.
Wow. I probably gotta another few more minutes before the game finishes downloading.
We should probably just talk, or sit. We should probably just sit in silence while the game finishes downloading. No, there's so much to talk about. I've seen movies and read books and did things. What do you guys want? What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about Bright? Did you watch it?
No.
Oh my god, you should watch it.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's so dumb, Rich. I finally saw Baby Driver.
Oh yeah.
Which is pretty darn good, obviously.
The much hyped Baby Driver.
The much hyped Baby Driver. I finally watched The Lobster. Do you remember? Like Jay was talking about
The Lobster. That's it. It's just The Lobster.
The Lobster.
I don't remember this.
Jay was talking about this like 2 years ago on stream. This weird little indie movie. It's actually like it's a really neat premise. It's overall it's a very good movie, though it has some writing tropes that I don't much care for.
Yeah.
The everyone's dumb but me trope.
Okay.
But the premise is really neat. In this society, it's kind of like an alternate reality.
Yeah.
You need to be in a couple.
Yeah, I remember this now.
And if you're not in a couple, you have to go to the institute. And if you can't find a match in the institute, you get turned into an animal.
Yeah.
Of your choosing. But you know, it's a very good movie, and it's a very strong direction. Like the writer has something to say in this movie. I think what they have to say is a little trite, but it's a really good movie.
You will turn into a lobster.
That's
what they have to say.
By the way, that's exactly what. No, like basically, you know, like the institute is an allegory for like traditional relationships, and then he escapes and he finds like the singles, and even though the singles don't have all the arbitrary rules that the coupling place has, they have their own arbitrary and strict rules. And so they're kind of the same thing, even though they're opposite.
Okay.
And everyone's dumb but me. And anyway, it's very good. It's a very good movie. No, there's no. That was mild spoilers. And the movie's 2 years old at this point. Those 2 years. So it was,
what do they turn you into in the singles club or place? Do they also turn you into an animal?
No, they, like I said, they have a different set. They have a different set of arbitrary rules. Jack is not drunk. Jack has been flying in airplanes all day.
I think that's why they think you're drunk.
I might sound a little drunk, but I assure you, I am sober. So anyway, I've watched so much. I was really excited because I went down and
Keep talking.
One of the things I was most excited about is, you know, right before we left on vacation, Bright came out.
Yeah.
And Bright sounds like a really interesting premise. For those who don't know, Bright, what do you need?
Just might want to turn the volume down in here.
Oh, sure. Oh, you guys want to talk about Baby Driver first? We can talk about Baby Driver first. That's fine. Before we get on to Bright. We can do whatever you guys want. We can just talk. We can talk about whatever shit you want.
What do I use for this? Oh yeah. I believe.
Yeah, like before I saw Bright, I saw a bunch of the headlines of a bunch of reviews for it, and it all was overwhelmingly negative for The Bright.
Yeah.
And it's not the worst movie ever, but it might be the dumbest. And it's overall it's bland and it's bad. It's a bad movie, but it's not bad in a very interesting way. It's not bad in an exciting way. It's just kind of bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But Will Smith, it's a movie. It's a Netflix original movie, and Will Smith plays a cop whose partner is an orc. Because in this world of Bright, things like magic and fantasy exist somehow, but it's also just modern day Earth as we know it. But like thousands of years ago, there was like a big battle versus the Dark Lord. And the orcs chose the side of the Dark Lord, and now everyone hates the orcs. And so because everyone hates the orcs, they are kind of like a sit-in for like a Latino street gang. It's weird, man.
Okay.
And there are elves. There are elves too. And the LA Police Department hires its first orc. And he's partnered with Will Smith, and no one likes orcs, man. No one likes him, but Will Smith's got to be his partner. It's a diversity hire situation.
Okay.
We're going to hire the first orc.
This is the Matt Landis. I didn't know this was. It was the orc movie?
This is the orc movie.
Okay.
Written by Max Landis. And by the way, also, this is the first Max Landis movie I have ever seen.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of his other movies.
The only one I've seen is that
Chronicle?
Chronicle.
That
I like Chronicle.
everyone says that's the one you should watch. You watch Chronicle because it's and so it's ham-fisted social commentary. It's tone that is all over the place. If you watch the trailer, what you find out in the trailer, so this is no spoilers, everyone. What you find out in the trailer is that what they come across is a magic wand. And what they see in the trailer is a magic wand is like an atom bomb that grants wishes. Because in this world, magic is real.
Yeah.
And so if a normal human found a magic wand, it could be incredibly destructive.
Oh, sure. Oh, so it's not... Okay, for a second I was really confused. Like, wait, like an atom bomb that works like a wand? I was really confused for a second there.
Right. No.
Yes.
It's just like a normal wand. But...
Like genie level dangerous.
Like genie level dangerous, exactly. And so Will Smith and his orc partner find this magic wand, and then everybody in the world wants it, but and they gotta protect it or something. Like it is shocking. Like that's a unique premise. I feel that's a unique premise, and it's interesting, and it was handled very poorly.
This sounds utterly bizarre.
It is. But not interesting bizarre.
How is it poor?
I think it has to do with the direction of David Ayer. Do you know anything about David Ayer?
That was Batman. No, wait, not the Batman v Superman. What was the big one?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. That was it.
Well, he's done actually a lot of good movies too, and apparently this is something I did not know about David Ayer. He has a ton of all of his early movies revolved around like gritty police versus gang stuff, because David Ayer used to be in a street gang,
Really?
Straight up.
Really?
He is from the streets, and so he has a very unique perspective when it comes to police officers and their relationship with gang members.
Right.
That's right. He wrote Training Day and End of Watch. He directed End of Watch. He might have written it too. But so you have this director who takes police versus gangsters very seriously and gritty and realistic and hardcore, and they're protecting a magic wand.
Yeah, it's...
And it doesn't quite fit.
I think, it sounds like they were going for that kind of contrast.
Sure. It just doesn't quite work.
Game, I know how to zoom in camera. I've played this a few times. Game.
Well, it wants to make sure. The game doesn't know. The game doesn't know what you know.
I'm just an asshole, Jack.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, there's a bunch of like very specific reasons why the movie doesn't work, but I don't want to get into any sort of spoilers because it did just come out a week or so ago.
Okay.
So we won't get into too many spoilers, but yeah.
So, why do people hate the flying Leia?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, people despise that scene. I don't like the movie, as you know.
I do know that about you, and I like the movie.
But I don't understand the hate for that particular bit.
Oh, Star Wars: The Last Jedi talk, by the way, happening right now. Spoilers are over because it's been weeks, right? So, but just a heads up.
Because it's dumb. Isn't everything a Jedi has ever done dumb? Like, how is it different from Snoke levitating people from across the galaxy, or Luke's Force hologram from the other side of the universe? How is that any dumber than any of the other shit Jedis do?
Here's what I will say, Rich. Oh, I understand both sides to it. You know, I agree. Like, it's a magical moment. I don't think it is 100% dumb. I do think it looks silly.
Uh-huh.
You know why? She's got the hand out. She's on a wire.
Jedis do stupid, random, whatever the author wants them to do all the time. Literally
Yes.
all the time.
But you have to admit, it looks a little silly.
No! I mean, compared to Luke Skywalker's ghost or the Phantom Menace sprint,
Oh, wait, we're counting prequels?
anything a Jedi's ever done, Jedis do stupid shit all the time.
If we're counting prequels, absolutely. Jedis do stupid shit all the time. All of a sudden, they can move fast for some reason.
You can argue that the floating Leia is the most tasteful time they've ever done Jedis doing stupid things.
Here's the thing. I get it. I do think it looks silly, but also if you think about it from a practical filmmaking point of view, to anyone who thinks that looks silly, here's what I'm asking you to think about. How do you visually show that Leia is pushing herself?
The way they did it!
Right. That's what I'm saying, Rich. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying the filmmaker needed to show that Leia was purposefully moving herself back towards the ship, and you do that by extending a hand and show her Superman flying. I think that's how you do it, at least. That's the only way I could think of. Or that's why I think they made that distinction. She was pulling her... Yeah, right, well, that was the thing. So it was...
That text by that was Karen. It was a very, very important update. My sick beta at home is now moving around and eating again.
Woo! Woo!
She loves that beta.
That's great. You just don't get it all.
I like that beta.
Oh, well, that's fine.
We first got it,
Uh-huh.
and he's been in a little tiny bowl for Lord knows how long. They sell those stupid things.
Right.
We float his little bowl in the new tank. We're putting him in a 15-gallon tank, and the second he sees that he's going in a big tank, he just spun around real fast in the little tiny jar he was in.
Oh. So
For a beta, he's got a lot of personality.
He was very happy.
He was very happy.
Sure. Great.
So soon after we got him, Karen went away to visit her mother for a few days.
Uh-huh.
And I stayed home, and I couldn't find the damn beta. Like I couldn't see him in the tank.
Really?
And I went looking for him. I just taking everything out of the tank, digging around, and I don't find this beta. And we had this big rock in the tank. And I guess I didn't know it. It's like a hollowed out thing. There's like a hole in it.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like lifting that out of the tank and reaching around digging for the beta. I put it back in the rock, and his head pops out. Like, what the fuck just happened? This little fish head comes out of the cave after I put it back in the water. It's like, what the hell? And then he goes back in the cave.
And he was like, how did I do that? Your fish thinks he's a Jedi, Rich, and he thought he had power.
I just temporarily left the universe as I knew it.
Can you get me on the rooftop of that mall?
He tells
I went into space.
if he had any fish friends, they would never believe him. He's like, guys, I just got abducted.
And he's been sick. He's had a swollen eye. Hasn't been eating.
I'm very sorry.
He's wedged himself up by the heater to stay warm.
Sure.
And
But he's swimming around.
sounds he's swimming around now. Looks like he's getting better.
Great.
Frank West. Remember that name, because the whole world's gonna know it in 3 days when I get the scoop.
Ooh. So in any case, people, Rich, people are looking for excuses to hate this movie. I really think they are.
I wasn't looking for excuses.
I'm not saying you are looking for excuses. I'm saying people in general are looking for excuses. And if they didn't like, let's say you just didn't like it for story reasons or character reasons, right? Then you start looking for reasons to add on to that to make a clear and concise case.
Maybe.
And so then people who are like, oh, you know, like you can't, because even though a real person could say, oh, I just didn't like some of it, right?
Hello there.
But I just thought the Leia complaint was weird.
You're the reporter, aren't you?
As I saw that, I'm like, yeah, Jedi's doing something stupid.
Oh, no, and you know, to me, I really liked that moment because I had assumed, I think, like everyone else, that's where they were going to kill Leia.
What's going on around here anyway?
Because
They'd said they weren't.
oh yeah, but you said I don't pay attention to any of that stuff, so I don't know. So like I saw that and I go, oh, here's where Leia's going to eat it. What a powerful moment. Kylo chose not to drop the bomb, but she's still going to die. Oh wait! And then, you know, it's like, oh, neat. Something I didn't expect in a movie. That's fun.
In my opinion.
That's fun.
Something else I can't put my finger on. Doesn't sound like civil disobedience. It's too quiet.
Almost as if everyone's already dead.
Whoa. It's so true.
Yeah.
Everyone's already dead. Hey, oh my, there are tips here.
What's going on?
Let's see here. Humberto Cabbage Patch says, tomorrow in Boston, we're getting what they call a bomb cyclone. So if this is my last stream, thanks for the memories. Have you watched Black Mirror Season 4 yet?
A bomb cyclone, and they've predicted it. Like a cyclone that just explodes after it comes into town?
Or a cyclone that suddenly appears?
Or like a cyclone that like went through an explosives factory, and there's just bombs swirling around the cyclone.
That sounds like an awesome cyclone.
Puts Sharknado to shame.
That's the next Sharknado movie. Is the humans have to join with the sharks.
Oh, shit.
What?
I should have film. You're supposed to get new film after the little opening bit.
Yeah.
But I did not.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know why not. I usually do. I always do.
Was there a glitch?
Apparently.
Oh.
I guess there's not much point to my taking photos in the lobby to level up. Oh well. Not a huge deal. It's mildly irritating.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
What in
the general audience is so picky? I don't think the general audience is so picky at all, by the way. I just think there's it's easier than ever to gain access to everyone's opinion about everything. I think as far as general audience is concerned, The Last Jedi has already made over $1 billion, and it hasn't even opened in China yet. So general audiences, I think, are going to be fine with it. They've already paid to see it. Doesn't matter. Epic. I know this is to Rich Epic Jason, but I mean, no, man.
What's the question?
Do you think that there's some kind of de-evolution when it comes to films nowadays? They just keep getting increasingly dumber each year.
I'd argue they were dumber in the 90s. Like when CGI first took off and they thought that's all they needed to do. Just throw some CGI in there.
Yeah.
I would argue movies were dumber.
Yeah, they were pretty damn dumb. They were pretty damn dumb, man. There's so much good shit out there in the world. There is so many good movies being made right now.
Hey, this is no time to
They occasionally make movies I like this recent decade or two.
You know, it happens.
You get a Guardians or a Mad Max in there.
You know, then it's just a thing.
Take a look out there. If those ain't zombies, what would you call them?
I think your problem is you're a Star Wars fan.
Damn.
You can't win.
Now,
Damn, gobbledygooks. Yes, it did show up. I'll get to it.
zombies.
No, I mean I think I might have had this conversation with the chat.
Yeah.
We should be safe in
They were, like the Empire and the original Star Wars, like two of the best movies ever made.
useful.
Okay.
Right? Then you follow that up with the prequels,
Bring anything
three of the
you
worst
use
movies
for a
ever made.
barricade.
Yep.
And by comparison, like every Star Wars film is doomed to mediocrity. Because those are your two standards for Star Wars.
Something that helped define an entire genre,
Right.
and something that was the worst movies ever made. Sure.
I can't take pictures. Oh well. I usually get a good amount of free, like 20,000 worth of free experience points this section.
Oh. I wonder if that was something that always bothered
I can get
Capcom.
I know because I've played a little bit of the PC version before, and it worked as normal. I don't think they changed anything except for the resolution.
Interesting.
Why pictures? You get experience for taking photos with interesting things going on, and when the lobby is filled with zombies who are eating people, I can squeeze a lot of free experience points out of that by taking pictures of it.
Oh, Jack Trigger Joyce, I don't know about that. Because I was too young when Empire came out to notice things like that. Jack Trigger Joyce says, wasn't The Empire Strikes Back not liked as much when it first came out?
I was too young to notice how popular, how the mainstream media reacted to it.
When it hit home video, though, it was gangbusters. That's when I saw it. So... I don't know. I don't know how it was originally received. That would be an interesting comparison, though. How critics, of course there are now 10,000 times as many critics.
Right.
But it would be interesting to see how critics took in Empire Strikes Back. Is that true? Piat Drag is confirming that critics and fans were disappointed by Empire.
I kind of doubt that.
I have no concept. I was far too young.
I can't get the experience from taking pictures, but I can get the free early shotgun.
Oh my god, so many people are dying.
Oh, fuck this up too bad. There's that. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. There we go. Get out, get out. Shit.
Did you die?
No, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it, goddammit.
You did it. Oh, Game Revo said critics loved it, audience not so much. It didn't see it as many times or something. Huh. Interesting.
Is this still a no death run? I never try to die. So
Well, congratulations, Rick.
Where are the others?
I made it out alive. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I never try to die.
I don't know. I hope they got away.
All right. Well, you know what Humberto Capistress might be talking about with that bomb cyclone? There is going to be a super ice storm tomorrow along the East Coast.
Yeah.
I have some more family who are flying back tomorrow, and all of them are now trying to find like places to stay because flights are being canceled and delayed. So there is a superstorm coming tomorrow. If you are on the East Coast, heads up, mother truckers.
They'll get us back into the mall, and apparently those things aren't smart.
Rich, what Star Trek TV show is the worst that you've
You want
seen?
to get back in there? What for?
Tempted to say Enterprise just because I gave up on it so early.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That said, I'm not particularly fond of Discovery.
Right.
Nice camera.
So then Voyager.
Are you a photographer?
As a matter of fact, I am.
You know, like, it's tough because Voyager has a lot of episodes.
Could you show me some
And so, like, you can ride the wave and there's a lot of bad, but there's some good, but a lot of inconsistencies, right? Enterprise, I didn't watch any of Enterprise. And Discovery just doesn't have the episodes for a just comparison.
Really seem to know what you're doing.
People tell me Enterprise gets better near the end, but I don't know. I've never. Maybe I should give it another chance,
Uh-huh.
That one near the
but I don't know.
entrance.
So
That guy do
Enterprise, Discovery, Voyager,
No.
Deep Space Nine, the original series, Next Gen.
All right. You know what? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely fair. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead. Even though I don't think as highly of Deep Space Nine, I'd probably put Deep Space Nine more center.
It's different.
That's all I'm authorized to tell you.
Like I said, coming from.
It doesn't feel quite so much like a traditional Star Trek show, but then again, neither does Discovery, and that show's just kind of ass.
You know what? Maybe I need to give Deep Space Nine a second viewing now as an adult. Now that I'm not coming directly from Next Gen,
I was thinking about it.
I think that was a whiplash for me. That was too big of a whiplash.
As a whole, Deep Space Nine might have the best cast of characters
Yeah,
out of any of them.
maybe that's my next binge. When it is time to binge something. I've never seen any Star Trek. What's a good jumping off point? Probably Next Gen.
Jumping off or jumping on?
Jumping on.
Season 3 of Next Gen. Early Next Gen's pretty bad.
That's arguable, yeah.
I think you're because it's not like a continuing story. You're safe starting at Season 3 of Next Gen.
Yeah.
And then once you've watched a bit, if you like Season 3, then you can go back and check out the earlier seasons.
I mean, I usually I like starting from the get-go, but I'll agree with Rich. If you're just jumping in, yeah. Season 3 Next Gen. Hey Jeff. What up, dog? What up?
I'm gonna bring this jerk with to get batteries from a camera.
Oh yeah, you gotta
There's
take pictures.
There's a picture I can get with him and his wife that's worth a lot of points.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Magnus Loves Casey says, I could watch Rich play Dead Rising forever. Looks like I probably will.
Yeah. This This is up there. This is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, no, then play it, love it. I'm not going to be able to play and talk today. So it's up to you, man. I'm surprised I am talking, to be frank. But here we are.
I put this up there with your XCOMs and your Dooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Zombies, huh?
He's such an ugly man. I love it.
That's
I love
yes. He's not handsome, McHandsome, dashing.
Right.
It's-
He has a face that, like, you don't want to keep looking at, but you do because it has so much grotesqueness.
He's an overconfident jerk who has foolishly gotten himself stranded in a mall surrounded by zombies.
And he looks like that kind of guy, too. Look at him.
He's in over his head. He's in over his head the entire game.
Yep.
Or he's done.
Yep.
I like Frank West.
That's what you need. You need a hero who's just slightly in over his head the whole time.
I can't
Right?
do that.
What makes Die Hard one of the best action movies is he is woefully unprepared
Right,
for the
right.
situation.
Those regulations, kid.
Skin of his teeth the whole
How
time.
to use this?
On the trip, the family we rewatched the SpiderMan Homecoming.
Yeah.
God, what a great Spider-Man movie.
And
Just-
by the way, here,
Yeah.
he's completely full of shit because when the time comes and he actually meets up with the other guy, he has no idea how to use this gun. Yes. I can handle it. I've covered wars, you know.
Yeah.
He's completely full of shit.
I love it. I love it. That's great. But yeah, like the same thing with Spider-Man Homecoming. It's just our hero woefully unprepared at every single turn, and it's great. That's what makes for an interesting hero. Or at least a hero, as long as you like the hero.
Look at this. Look at this. I can aim. Oh, with a mouse. Oh, I love it.
Oh my god, you're going to be in Headshot City over here. Headshot City, population rich. I have not seen the new season of Black Mirror. Chat. I have not. I'm sorry. I hear. It's Black Mirror. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm going to watch it. But I've been in places where internet is not the most consistent thing. I've been out of the country for the past week, and what little internet we do get is a gosh darn luxury.
I think I want to jack the sensitivity up a little bit. Yeah.
Jack, come to Poland for your next vacation. We need your money. I'd love to. I'd love to come to Poland.
Subtitles on?
I
Yeah.
thought I saw people talking.
Is there
Right.
an option for? Oh, there we go. For what? Mouse sensitivity.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit. That might be enough.
Atomic Mousetrap says They Might Be Giants have a new album coming out soon. Jack, get hype or don't, based on your personal preference. Yes, I'm always excited for new They Might Be Giants music. Much hype to be had. Much hype. I think I saw They Might Be Giants was doing some sort of not a Patreon, but like a self Patreon situation where they were starting like a They Might Be Giants fan club. But their fan club was the fans give them money. And then they'll just continue to be They Might Be Giants and make music and whatnot.
So that's a lot of points for a photograph.
That's a lot of points.
A lot of points.
Nice. Level up! Jelly Sickle says, Rich, I want you to know that I have that Pac-Man shirt too. It was a gift and I'm afraid to wear it out in public.
That's fine.
It's a fine shirt, man. It's a fine shirt.
You don't need to worry about what other people think.
No, it's like if you like it, then you wear it. And if you like it and other people see you wear it and they go, hey man, nice shirt, I like Pac-Man too, then you know that guy's cool too.
You down with Pac-Man? Oh yeah.
Hey, you down with Pac-Man.
Man, I climbed the fucking stupid. There we go.
Where was that pic taken from? No, I was in the Bahamas. I was in the Bahamas for a vacation, and it was lovely. I sent a little tweet out about you know, streaming and not, and I had an egg with me, and you know, eggs are kind of my thing. And I took a picture of the beach behind me and me holding an egg, and it was great. And someone accused me of photoshopping it. Like then they said that's clearly photoshopped.
You can't go to the beach.
And so then I took a GIF of me and I moved around so they knew I wasn't photoshopped.
See, fuck them what they think.
I needed to prove where I was.
You didn't need to do jack shit. Screw those knobs.
No, I was just bored waiting for my coffee to brew, and so like I had the time. What else was I gonna do? Like relax, spend time with my family? Nah, they were doing other shit. They were doing other shit. Darkwing Schmuck says, bottom line for me with The Last Jedi was, despite being bloated, it was fun. Exciting thrill ride of a fantasy adventure film with likable characters. Am I the only one who just wants that for a Star Wars?
See, I didn't particularly have fun, though.
I think fun is a weird word to use with that movie because it's a movie I enjoyed, but I don't know if I necessarily had fun with it, you know?
Ah, you turn around. Fucker.
I really liked it, but more so I liked where all the characters went. There were some good times in that movie.
Is there something else I'm forgetting in here?
Exploding spaceships is always fun, but I enjoyed the character arcs of the movie. Zzz. One movie, not zzz. I don't know why I went zzz. Fun is also a subjective term. That's true. Jill's sandwiches.
Yeah, it's a reference. Yeah, fuck, it's good enough.
Fantastic.
Did that give you any points?
Yeah. By the way, look at this. They slip in the oil. he's gonna try to get up and he's gonna fall down again. This game is the best.
You know, that is the best. I'll be honest with you.
Is there a ketchup bottle?
Because that's something that someone could completely miss in a playthrough.
Yeah.
But the developers just wanted to make sure that that was in there in case someone did it and get a good laugh. That's funny. That's great.
It might be fairly useful if you threw it at a group.
Sure. Cameron, I'm working on the tips, man. Settle your tits.
Shove the ketchup bottle in her mouth.
Nice.
Nope. I wish I had some of my moves.
Jack, why don't you go back on half in the bag anymore? Well, I was on it twice, man. I was on it twice because Mike and Jay asked me to be on it. If they asked me to be on it again, I might come back. It's not my show, y'all. I got a lot of that after I made some comments about Star Wars. It's like, why weren't you on the half in the bag? It's like, why? You could say that 100 times a year. Get it together, people. And my character was murdered. That's true.
I just wanted to bring back the ghost of Mailman Tommy.
It's never been confirmed that he died.
Too late at this point to bring back Mailman Tommy.
You think? Probably.
It's been, what, 5 years since you were at Mailman, Tommy?
I remember, like, there was one point where either Mike or Jay said, like, hey, we want to make this a reoccurring character. Like, let's bring some Mailman time. I was like, yeah, anytime you want. And then, you get busy.
Fantastic.
All right, Kemp. Let's do your stupid stuff here.
Can't. Okay, here it is. Anonymous says, I made a song for you, Rich Evans. I think you'll show great appreciation for it in time.
In time. That part worries me.
I guess it should.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I did click on it. It's loading.
Okay.
Do you remember Duskers? I just watched a stream and now I can't stop playing. It's so aggravating, but I love Duskers. I still love Duskers. Oh my god. It's not,
You're not getting sound through that?
I'm not getting sound through this. Oh, what is that? Oh, neat. I'm not getting sound through this. And, oh, here we go. Damn it. Damn it! Here we go. Let's play again.
Perfect.
It's a KFC commercial. You've given me a KFC commercial. You son of a bitch.
Perfect. Fantastic. Great shot.
I can't get it to play. I'm sorry. I tried. And I can't. And I'm done now.
And,
I've given up.
okay, I suppose.
I'm very sorry, Anonymous.
That ain't half bad.
Okay. Can you figure out how to play the video or not? No, this laptop is also mega busted.
Feast your
Yeah.
eyes
Nothing works on it. It's super broke all the time.
emotionally moving shot.
So, it is what it is.
Now
Sorry.
this is my sexiest shot. Okay. This is my most violent shot. Check it out.
Ooh.
Okay, here's the deal, Frankie. You gotta go out there and take even better pictures than the ones I just
Guy's
showed
an
you.
asshole.
You think you can handle that, huh?
Well, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
All right, where are we? Gobbledygook says, Jack, it sounds like you loved The Last Jedi so much. Why don't you marry it? Tell us. Rich seems to really like that.
I don't know why.
It was
But that
so.
was...
It was just so juvenile that you
Yeah.
loved it. That's fair. That's fair. Let's see. Tell us how much money in Star Wars ancillary products you will buy in 2018.
0.
$100, $1,000. Share your super love, Jack. I bought some porgs for my kids.
Yeah.
They like the porgs.
Was that their Christmas?
Yeah.
They got themselves some Christmas porgs?
They got some Christmas porgs. And that's all the Star Wars money I've spent so far. I've spent about...
They don't want anything else related to the movie? Or have they even seen the movie?
well, one has. One has. The older one has seen it and liked it. Though, you know what his main complaint was? The porgs didn't have a scene.
Yeah.
They said, and he goes, even those ice foxes got their own thing. Like the ice foxes got to lead everyone out. They got a scene where someone said the ice foxes. I don't think, and he goes, and he's very serious about this. He's like, I don't think anyone even said the word porg. He's 9, you know, and so it's like, and that was the most serious thing to him was not enough porgs in the movie.
They know how to make money.
Okay, we'll have to talk about this later.
No,
Disney's been manipulating children for decades.
oh my God, longer, a century at
Has
this
it been
point.
a century yet?
We're getting damn close to it.
I know it's getting close.
But have you heard the backstory with the porgs?
Do I care?
It's interesting because, like everyone, you think that the porgs,
Like in universe or real world?
real world,
I think I know what it was. Were there penguins on the island?
yeah,
Yeah.
and so everyone thinks that the porgs were like handed down by Disney, like put these in the movie or else. But it was actually a creative decision to paint over puffins,
I'll lay down a
which
suppressor.
they couldn't remove from the island for certain shots
Yeah.
because it's a nature preserve.
Make your
Yeah.
way over there.
And so they're like, just paint over something Star Warsy, and they made porgs, and I think that's neat. I think that's cute. But yeah, he wanted more porgs, but overall liked the movie. Because who doesn't? Who does like porgs? I don't much care for porgs. Actually, I think they're kind of awful. They scream. Whoa! You got bombed.
That's fine.
Oh, the transition into aiming looks really rough.
Yeah.
That would explain why the porgs were not essential. More of a necessity. Yeah, they were. There's I forget where the article was, but one of the people were talking about it, where they had to decide how they were going to deal with these puffins because like they couldn't even like shoo them away. They just had to have these puffins in some of their shots, and so whole scenes would have been completely ruined, or they would have had to waited extra days to shoot. And they're like, Ryan Johnson eventually just said, fuck it, leave them in there, paint over them, and now there's I don't know the porgs or whatever.
So you can have humans in the Star Wars galaxy, but not penguins.
You need.
I know you can't.
You can't, right? Because
mean,
it needs to be something.
There are humans there. This is
Yeah.
not the Milky Way. They do
Right.
not come from Earth, and there are humans.
Yes.
What's it matter if there's also a fucking penguin?
You can't have too many Earth things.
Call them a ganguin.
I'd rather have an explanation.
It's got a different name. Do they call them humans in Star Wars?
I don't think they.
nothing to tell you.
Ooh, do they?
Chad, are they? Is Luke Skywalker considered a human being?
No,
And Han Solo and all these characters, are they humans?
we're through working together.
That's a good question. Or do they give him like a Star Wars name,
Right.
like a Terran or whatever, right?
You guys are looking for someone here, aren't you?
Who is that? Where did you take
Terran would be just as wrong. 'Cause that's just Earth.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's Guardians. He calls himself a Terran in
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. That's where I got that from.
Damn. You're one hell of a journalist, aren't you?
In Empire Strikes Back, apparently CP30 says, sometimes I do not understand human behavior.
Okay.
Shot paparazzi
Interesting.
With nothing better to do than to invade people's privacy.
Interesting.
I try. You got a point.
All right, where were we? Dr. Lubitup says, hi, Jack and Rich. Hope you had a good Christmas and New Year's. Excuse me. I finished Mario XCOM, loved it. Would never have bought it if I didn't see you guys playing it on stream, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, hope you had a good time.
Terrorist or something?
Hope you had a good time. Yes, and overall my Christmas and New Year's was lovely.
I took that picture in the entrance plaza. Right
Oh,
near the
Rich
front
ever
door.
top us no death. Well, I'm not planning on going all night tonight. I'll tell you that for sure. But I might continue this as a segmented run.
Sure.
And how will I top the no death run? I don't plan on using the clown's mini chainsaws, the most powerful weapon in the game.
Oh.
I am going to forego using them entirely. I'm not even going to pick the fucking thing up. The special chainsaw. I'm going to use the normal chainsaw.
Sure.
Because that has a lot of drawbacks to its use.
Right.
But the special one you get for defeating the boss, nada. Nada.
Ooh.
I abuse the fuck out of that in my no death run.
Do you? Or did you?
I did, yeah.
Did you? Okay, well then there you go. That is a 1-up right there.
I will not use what is arguably the most powerful weapon in the game.
Nice. I like it. I like it. That works. That's great. That works great. That's a great idea. Yeah.
It's a hell of a handicap. I can do it.
Really? That's funny. That is great. Is there anything in the game that tells you that you get
No.
you get those experience points?
No.
That's beautiful.
Just discovery.
That's beautiful. That's what games need.
Alright. I better hurry up to...
Did I happen to binge any new shows over winter break, or was it mostly just movie catch-up? Mostly just movie catch-up. As it usually is. Movie and book catch-up. I got a lovely gift for both myself and Lisa for Christmas time, which is the a short story advent calendar. Oh, man.
This is the normal chainsaw.
Okay.
You got to start it up. It needs 2 hands.
Yeah.
You drop it constantly. Brad, move your fucking ass.
So I got this short story advent calendar, and the idea is it's one short story that you're supposed to read every day in December leading up to Christmas. And, you know, it's one of those, hey, take a little time every day and, you know, enjoy something, right? But as usually happens, I got woefully behind because I had other shit to do. And I ended up not reading almost anything past the first week because I got too busy and didn't feel like it. So I just took the whole bunch of books with me on vacation. And it was great. Just take a couple little books, hang out by the pool, catch up on some reading. It was very nice. And it was very nice. Besides aiming, Rich, how is mouse and keyboard for this game?
I think it works fine.
Yeah? I know it can be a little tricky sometimes with third-person games like that. Dingus Squat for Junior. I have officially abandoned my reading of Oryx and Crake. I've been putting it off for so long, I've finally come to the realization that I just might not like it.
What is it?
Oryx and Crake is the first book in the Mad Adam trilogy written by Margaret Atwood, most famously now known for writing The Handmaid's Tale. She wrote the book The Handmaid's Tale. She has this other book that's set in the post-apocalypse called Oryx, or called the Mad Adam trilogy.
Okay, so she loves bleak futures.
She loves her some bleak futures. And so I was like, oh, I'll pick up this book, sci-fi. Everyone's reading Handmaid's Tale now. I'll read this other book, and that'll like lead into Handmaid's Tale, you know, right? Mm-hmm. And I just kept putting it down. I kept not reading it. It was so slow to start with.
He turned down my offer to protect him.
And like I'm finally getting to a point where the characters are actually doing something, but it's been too long now, and
Yeah.
I forget little parts of it, and so I think I'm gonna give up.
We need to do is to call for backup.
I think I just need to call it quits and say, hey, let's find something. Let's find something else. And I'm going to have to be okay with that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. By the end, it's a perfect novel. It might be. But it's taken a long time to get there. And I've read books like that before where like you just hate the first half of it, but by the time you get done reading the whole thing, it's worth it. But those were in my younger days, when I had more free time. I ain't got that now. So, I gave up on it. I'm going to pick up something else. What are you doing back there, Bill? We see you. But just Bill. Look at him. Just hanging out behind some boxes.
Talk to me, Bill. Talk to me.
Yeah.
I'll get you back.
Kaleidoscopic says apparently Bright 2
Yeah.
has officially been confirmed by Netflix, though Max will not be returning to write.
Okay.
The one thing I can mention without getting too spoilery, because you know it's been out for a couple weeks now, but it's still pretty new. Bright, a Bright, and they mentioned this fairly early on in the movie, so this is not considered a spoiler. A Bright is a magic user.
Okay.
That's their like code word for a magician, someone who's able to use magic, because not everyone is able to use magic. And I thought that was a really neat thing. And I realized what one of my big problems with the movie is overall, and specifically as it comes to this tone jump problem, is, you know, it's very serious, it's very gritty, and then they talk about the magic wand.
Right.
And saying magic wand and seeing the magic wand is inherently very silly.
Right.
And so there is almost no way to make that world meet up unless they had some sort of code word for the magic wand, you know, like, or just call it the wand. Just call it the device, or call it, you know, give it a code word like you gave to magician. And there's a bunch of instances like that where they talk about like the dwarves or the orcs or the elves, where you're just like, this is silly. Everything is so silly in this very serious movie. So, could have said the catalyst. Sure. I mean, just don't refer to it as a magic wand. Give it a different name. Give it a code name. That's what you need to do in a movie like that if you want to play it serious. If you want it to be a little silly, then, you know, then I call it a movie.
All about... Did not want to wait.
About what?
A call for layout.
They should have just gone to Hogwarts, right? Hogwarts is a whimsical and silly place. So if you have magic wands in Hogwarts, it's fine because, you know, children are around. And it's a whimsical and silly place. Full of silly things.
Shit, I want to get them both at the same time.
Those got good health.
Yeah.
Jack, you got me watching Dark. 3 episodes in and it's fantastic. Thanks for the recommendation. Yes, Dark is where it's at, man. Dark is where it's at. Fine Netflix show. So, actually, this is really interesting. So, Bright got picked up for a sequel, apparently,
Right.
is what they're saying. Is what they're saying in chat. That could be completely wrong.
Right. You know not to trust these people.
No, but it reminds me of a fun conversation I got into about what makes something on Netflix successful versus what makes like a movie that is released in a movie theater successful, right? They're both looking for returns on their investment.
Yeah.
It costs X amount of dollars to make this movie, so we need to make X amount of dollars. But the way Netflix structures how they get their investment back is very different than how Paramount does.
Yeah. You can directly see how much money the movie guy made,
Right.
They sold this many tickets for this movie.
So Netflix, what they are looking for is a certain percentage of viewers watching. And there was someone on the Twitter a while back saying, like, if you look at what kind of movie this is, how much money it would make in theaters, what you're basically looking at is for 10 million people to watch this movie, and then Netflix would consider it to be a success. But 10 million is only 10% of Netflix's viewer base. Tree! Hit him with a tree.
Actually, a decent weapon.
No, I liked it. So, for any given property, the budget of Bright, you are looking to please 10% of your viewers.
Right.
Which I thought it was really interesting. Because that's what Netflix does really good, is appealing to their niche markets. Right? Stuff like like Stranger Things is not going to appeal to everyone. It's going to appeal to us.
Oh, sure.
And that's our 10%. And the people
I
who
think
like...
that ended up appealing to everyone pretty much. But
Well, I think that crossed over a bit, yeah. But it's the same reason why they gave Adam Sandler all of his Netflix original movies, because that would appeal to that 10% of their viewer base, and so their viewer base would think that Netflix is still worth it. Hey, Bert, you dick!
I did tear down his barricade.
Oh,
Yeah, one for good measure.
well, that's encephalopathetic. That's what I'm talking about. It's what it's all about is subscriber retention and new acquisitions. What is going to keep your current subscribers, and what is going to bring in new subscribers because you keep putting out the fresh products.
Jack, do you have any interest in continuing on to Phoenix Wright? They keep asking about it in the chat. I don't.
Not really.
There wasn't enough logic puzzles for me.
Yeah, I agree. If you want, Rich and I could, instead of Phoenix Wright, we could pick up Professor Layton, which is, the same kind of over-the-top dialogue, but some actual legit logic puzzles. You want to do that? I love
Sure.
Professor Layton. I've played the first game, so you could play through the first game.
Sure.
Yeah, great. Boom. Netflix announced that they will be releasing 80 original films in 2018. I think that's great. We are seeing a new wave of filmmaking, of film production, and I love it. And I've been saying this for a long time. Is we are in the midst of a renaissance of new and interesting films. Amazon is producing some great stuff. Netflix, television-wise, is getting there, and they'll find their footing with movie audiences. I really think they will. But we are about to see a renaissance of people who are willing to put out weirdo art house shit because it will appease 10% of their viewer base. And we should all be really happy about that. Until, Disney buys Hulu and that goes away, and Apple is reportedly trying to buy Netflix, and then that'll go away. And then everything will go away. Meanwhile, the Cubbablimbly says, meanwhile, the old companies just keep putting out bland comic book movies that make billions of dollars. Those bland comic book movies that make billions of dollars. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's see here. Ayatollah of Rock and Roll says, Happy New Year. I loved the miniatures in Space Cop. Have you ever noticed in Star Trek IV, the device McCoy uses to heal Chekhov's head injury is the impulse engine from a TMP Klingon battlecruiser model kit?
No.
That's really funny. You know that was done on purpose. Are you going to lose someone?
No. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh.
He'd build to hold the fort with that shotgun.
Sure. You know, the off switch, the off switch says we had Logan last year, Deadpool the year before. Comic book movies have room for potential, and they're getting weirder. Let's hold off and wait until we see what the New Mutants, the horror movie coming out soon is going to be all about. That could be.
You moron!
What's he doing?
He's getting beat up.
Whoa! Whoa! Nice. Yeah, stick with your friends, Aaron.
Fucking moron. Fucking moron.
Aaron.
People complain about the AI in this game, but he's like that deliberately. He's scared. He's programmed to be scared.
Yeah.
I insult Aaron all the time when I play this game, but to be fair, his behavior adds a shit ton of tension. This is the zombie movie experience. You got that one who's just a fuck up. He's just a fuck up that's getting everyone else in trouble.
And you
because
have to
he
make
can't
that
handle his shit.
And you have to make the choice.
Yeah.
I could save everyone else if I just let him die.
I could just let him die. It's brilliant. People bitch about it, but it's absolutely brilliant, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I'd change mild pathfinding kind of stuff, like they get caught on a stump and don't know how to get around it. I'd change that.
Well, by the way, I'm sure the developers would change that if they could. If they could find every stump that they get caught on, they would find that, but...
But characters like Aaron being a fuck up, I would never change.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember you doing this before, like having to carry Leia around.
Yeah. Oh, she's brave. She can handle herself well if she gets surrounded by zombies. Aaron cannot. Even though she can't walk, she is far more competent. It's true. It's absolutely true.
That's great.
She will shove them away. Aaron just freaks out.
Right. Where is he?
He's probably lagging behind, wherever the fuck he is. Look at him!
Look at
him! You shit! You fucking shit!
Aaron!
Whoop! That's not what I want. That's what I want. Here. Where you at? Where you at? Take this. Get some health back. I'm gonna give you a frying pan so you have some... You dropped it! I gave you the wine and you dropped it, Aaron! Now you're running away from me! I'm trying to give you the wine!
Going?
Where are you? What do you think you're doing? Just take the wine! Look at Leia, she can't walk, but she's heading there. She's heading to that destination, even though she can't walk. She's brave and she's tough. And she's got it all going on, man.
That's good.
Fucking flying heron.
He's like, fuck this guy who saved me. I'm out of here.
And a frying pan. Something. You
Have
got
a-
something.
Have a steaming hot cartoony frying pan. That's great. That's great. Dr. Lubidep says, what movies and games did you enjoy most last year? What movies and games are you looking forward to this year?
I don't know what's coming out.
That's always the question. You know, off the top of my head, I'll say Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn. I really enjoyed playing those last year. I know it didn't come out last year, but I really enjoyed playing The Witcher. So that's 3 open world adventure games that I enjoyed playing. And that is it. I enjoyed playing no other games.
Enjoy Dead Cells. Can't wait till it's done.
Oh yeah, you know I've kind of I've locked that away in my brain because I'm waiting for it to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. You know, I have strong mixed feelings about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. With this new replay feature, though, might go back. Might go back and give that a chance. Aaron, use your pan! And what are they doing? Zombies. Zombies. I'm really excited about Black Panther. That's coming up soon. I really liked the filmmaker's last movie, the Creed. The Creed movie. So I'm really looking forward to see what he does with a budget and with a legit superhero, you know.
As opposed to an illegitimate superhero.
Well, you know, like a boxer. You know. A boxer's a strong guy, not a superhero, but now he's got a superhero, and I like superhero movies, and I like action movies, and he's a legitimately good director.
I thought you were thinking about something along the lines of, like, I don't know, Meteor Man.
First of all,
Meteor Man, that's an illegitimate hero.
Blank Man.
Blank Man.
I love Blank Man. I love Blank Man so much. I've seen Blank Man so many times. What was it? What was it about In Living Color? I was trying to think about this the other day. For some reason, we were not allowed to watch SNL in my house, but my mom let us watch In Living Color regularly.
Yep.
And I have no idea why that is.
I haven't seen that show in ages.
Neither have I. But I think that informed a lot of my, like, comedic sensibilities growing up.
In Living Color, huh?
I think so. I watched it when I was very young.
Over there!
In Living Color came on earlier in the day, so I didn't have to stay up. Maybe that was it. Jack, you had a strange upbringing. I sure did. I sure did. For many more reasons. That was the thing. Like, In Living Color had the Fly Girls.
Where's that fucking Jeep? Where's Sophie?
To the left. To the left. Right. There she is. She's behind a tree.
Stop running away from me! You're making this very hard, Sophie.
Listen, she's got shit to do, man. She's got her own shit to do. She's not here worrying about you.
Here, I'll let you. That's not the Jeep.
Oh. Sophie.
Now you're running away again. Stop!
What did you think about the animated Miles Morales movie? It's not out yet. Into the Spider-Verse, you mean? The trailer looks awesome. I'm super psyched. I really like the animation style they're going for. The art looks badass. I like the idea of the Spider-Verse because we're probably going to get some cool-looking Spidermans.
I don't like the idea of the Spider-Verse.
Sure, I think that's fair. I'm gonna give Lord and Miller the benefit of the doubt. They've made some good movies. They've made some good movie choices. So, more than anything, I guess that's what I'm looking forward to, is knowing that Lord and Miller are involved in some way.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Sophie, you ate up a lot of time. Fortunately, I have some to spare, but you had to run to the other side of the fucking giant park in the middle of a mall. I don't know why this park is so goddamn big.
It's a lot of they wanted green space, you know. They wanted green space. What makes Miles Morales different from Peter? Lots of things.
Is he different than Peter, or is he just the black Peter Parker?
No, he's different than Peter.
Yep.
Both of his parents are alive. One. That's it. So that's a huge thing. Currently, he is a man without a home, as his Earth is destroyed.
That knocks him down on the relatability scale, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But no, both of his parents are alive. Like, his thing was his uncle is the Prowler, who is, you know, kind of a, what would you call him, like C-level Spider-Man villain?
Yeah, they turned ally a while back.
So, you know, he's like not a top-tier Spider-Man villain. His uncle's the Prowler, and in the early issues of Miles Morales Spider-Man, it was kind of a the uncle helps the family, but everyone knows he's a criminal, but he helps the family. It's a little balance.
Alright.
It's not as cut and dry. His need to be a hero isn't as cut and dry as Peter's, which obviously is.
So what you're saying is weaker motivation.
Yeah, absolutely
Okay.
weaker motivation. Absolutely weaker motivation. Like, there's some, like, family, like, wanting to put right what my family did wrong kind of situation. And then, of course... Oh, I thought the game froze.
No. Oh, wrong button. I didn't mean to spit on you, Leia. Wrong button.
That poor woman. That poor woman, Rich. But Miles really picks up as soon as the Peter Parker in that universe dies. Spoiler alert. Because then he has some shoes to fill that he's not quite comfortable filling, and then you get some interesting stories.
Well, he didn't exist until Ultimate Peter Parker died, right?
No, he existed before that.
He was in the comics before that?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in for a bit before then. But Peter dying and him taking up the mantle is how he gets the web shooters. Aunt May gives him Peter's old web shooters.
Well, how's he get the powers?
How does he get the powers? The Prowler goes on a job, and the job is stealing stuff at Oscorp, and a spider latches onto his bag of loot and comes back home because he uses the loot to help the family, and Miles is there and gets bitten. So yeah, Spider bit him just like Peter, and his powers are also different than Peter. He has the agility and strength, and and he has a kind of spider sense. It's not as like good as Spider-Man's spider sense, but he can also turn invisible, and he has a stun. He has like a sting,
Okay.
so he can like stun you. By the way, why are we in slow mode? I think we usually go in slow mode when we start streaming just to make sure everyone gets a chance to talk. Spiders known for their invisibility. Their camouflage. Spiders are known for their... some spiders have...
That's a stretch.
Some spiders have...
That's a stretch.
the ability to camouflage themselves and adapt to their surrounding like lizards. Some spiders do.
Which ones?
I don't fucking. Am I a spider scientist? I read the comic books and the comic book says it, so I go, oh, okay. I'm sure some writer did a research, or maybe they didn't. I don't know. Thank you, Encephalopathetic, who says, I'm upset comic books aren't scientifically accurate.
It seems like a weird power to give a spider-themed character.
The bugs. Bugs are hide. Bugs hide, man. I don't know.
Yeah, AI-wise, I would fix it when they get bunched up around this stoop. They didn't this time, which is nice, but frequently, if you have a lot of survivors,
Yeah.
they get stuck to each other down here.
So-
They have trouble getting up here.
So did you do it? Did you rescue everyone? Yeah. Nice. Nice.
I'm god tier of this game, Jack.
Yes. Yes, you are. That is true. That is true. I'm not just, I can't add anything to that. So. Okay, let's see here. Strange Letter says Lucas
Coot's not dumb.
gets too much credit for Star Wars.
First. We gotta let
Yes.
him out or what?
But people are coming around now. But do you think he gets too much credit for being a smart businessman? He could have created a brand to rival Disney by farming out the creative decisions.
So, if we want to get our hands on Dr. Barnaby,
Oh, you mean
We're gonna steer away out of here
instead of selling Star Wars to Disney, like,
we've got to deal
just have him continue with this? No.
Jordan,
with back at
He's
the
tired,
might be
man.
working on something too.
look, it was the best thing that could have happened to Star Wars.
Right?
And it's still not great.
But
The series should have ended in 1983.
what I want you to think about what Star Wars would look like if Lucas was still like the man who like could veto anything. And that is not a Star Wars you would like.
I'll see to it that the DHS picks up the charter fee. Can we take Dr. Barnaby as well?
Sure. As long as you tell me what's going on.
So, no, George Lucas should not get,
Later.
well, he should get the credit he got, which is, writer, director, when he is the writer and
We have to
director.
wait here for 3 days.
But-
We need supplies.
Who was it? What was that video I was just talking about? The rocket jump video talking about all of the things that were changed in Star Wars after they shot the movie. Like the opening title crawl needed to be completely rewritten because the original title crawl was a mess of words.
For which?
For the original Star Wars.
Oh, I can see that.
Because George Lucas has some good ideas, but, needs other people around him to help implement it.
And there's someone in charge. It's Kathleen Kennedy. You could make the argument that she might not be the best person, but I don't think George is either. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right. Right? Thought you'd sneak in.
Yeah, I thought I'd sneak in there.
And it's, by the way, like, speaking of stuff like this, it's not just George Lucas who shouldn't get all of the credit. This is how movies are made. Like, a good idea isn't worth anything unless a good script can come out of it. And a good script isn't worth anything unless someone can actually shoot the damn thing. And the things you shoot aren't worth anything unless a good editor puts them together correctly. It is, like, movies are a giant team effort, And so not just for Lucas, but think of, like, a good movie who had a strong visionary director, like a rival, right? There's a whole team working with that director whose name I can't pronounce because it's foreign. There's a whole team working with that person to help craft an idea, and like the director will make certain decisions here and there, but it's not just one person who makes a movie. There is an entire team, and that's what makes movies such a unique medium.
Oh.
Am I saying Max Landis did nothing wrong? I'm saying that even bad movies, sometimes you can find out exactly who's to blame, but sometimes it's also a team effort to make a bad movie. We wouldn't know unless we saw Max's original script for Bright. We wouldn't know who's really at fault. But even if he wrote a great script, it wouldn't matter because it's a collaborative effort. Oh, apparently there's there's a documentary on Netflix called "The Toys That Made Us" about the Star Wars toys back in the day. I'd be interested in that. Jack casually shitting all over a tour theory. I am. No, I don't think I am actually, because no matter what, you can tell when there is a visionary behind or making decisions. But one person is not doing everything, even if they make decisions that, guide the people who are doing everything. You still have other people contributing. I don't think being an auteur is the best thing. You need to collaborate. That being said, I do think that some movies have a stronger vision than other movies. Kubrick collaborated with who? Who shot and edited his movies, man?
Actors.
Right? Oh, I didn't know he starred in all of his movies and did sound design and music and score for all of his movies.
I'm being dumb.
Don't be dumb, Rich. Whoop. That's cute. That's cute is what that is. Like, wasn't that a big deal? There was one person who edited all of Quentin Tarantino's movies. What was her name? Do you remember?
No.
She died in a weird hiking accident.
Oh.
In a freak hiking accident.
I'm unfamiliar with the story.
But for most of his movies, he's had only one editor. Sally Menke. Thank you, Cinnamon. Hi, Sally. He's had only one editor. And so, Quentin Tarantino is someone who is an incredibly strong director. He has a clear vision, but still so much of his vision relied on working with people to help him reach his goal, right?
This is the wrong zombie game to stream now? What is the right one? Chat person? What is the right zombie game to stream now? And why is it the right one to
Right.
stream?
Also, Game Repo, yes, everyone knows all the good that Marcia Lucas did to the original Star Wars. They're saying Dying Light?
Why?
Oh. Oh. No. Not only did Marcia Lucas make that movie, she won an Academy Award for making that movie. Are they stuck? Are they stuck on a light pole?
Yeah.
Was that just a lucky break? Or do they usually get stuck on
They
the light
usually get stuck. I think they're actually designed that way to make them manageable.
Oh wait, someone's still alive. The
Yeah,
driver's
I
still
know.
alive.
There's zombies around, and I don't. Waste.
No, Thunder Murder. I did not know Len's new trailer was out. What is it? Blood Prism is his next movie? I'm excited. New Len movie. It's like a celebration.
Altered some of my strats.
Okay.
I used to not mess with the convicts in the Last Day. I figured, why bother?
Yeah.
I don't escort survivors through the this big area anyway.
Yeah.
The park, and it's just a waste of my time dealing with them. But I'm not using the mini chainsaws, so I can't.
Oh no, your big gun.
Yeah, no, I can't use the big gun.
Why not?
I can because it's not a mini chainsaw.
Oh, I get you. So that's going to replace your mini chainsaw.
No, not flat out. Just certain situations.
Sure. That's fair.
For one, it's not going to last anywhere near as long. You can only get one every time the convicts spawn.
Sure. Nice. Nice. The real Van, Rich is testing his own grit in the game to see if he can do a save everyone no death run without using the mini chainsaws.
At least a no death run. I might lose people.
Okay,
That's always possible.
that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, shit.
So is Homecoming better than Spider-Man 2? For me it
Yes.
is because I don't like Tobey as Spider-Man, and that was a big part of the movie, while Tom Holland is great Peter. Yeah, yes. And I really like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, 1 and 2. But I think Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie we have. Without a doubt. And having rewatched it recently, I can confirm.
Oh, Otis, can you fuck off and die? This guy is calling me, and the phone keeps ringing in this game, and it's driving me nuts.
I'm sorry, Rich.
It's fine.
I'm very sorry. But yes, Homecoming, I think, is the best Spider-Man game. No,
Movie.
or movie. Or, both. Who knows? Is it a game?
No.
Oh.
Spider-Man 2 is a fine movie. I like Homecoming more.
Yep. Homecoming does that thing we were talking about earlier, where
Where it feels like a Spider-Man story.
it feels it feels like a good Spider-Man story, where Spider-Man is constantly in over his head, barely making it out alive. I like the villain. Like, we get a nice, interesting villain. Nice, interesting villain with a fun motivation that ties in with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I thought the Homecoming was a really nice use of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a way where you don't necessarily need to watch all the rest of the movies.
If we're gonna fight these zombies, we need guns!
Chad, the Iron Man 3 plot twist is great. Fuck the Mandarin.
Zombies about as far as I can throw 'em. Not
Yeah.
just people, even less. Don't shoot.
Honestly.
Let's talk this over. You can talk to my drill.
I was invested in the movie before that plot twist, but afterward I was like, oh, I'm super into this.
I mean, obviously, Iron Man 3 is a perfect action movie. Obviously. Everyone knows that. I don't even need to get into it.
God damn it, I warned you. In a situation like this, I can't afford to trust nobody.
I'm remembering now. I remember this part. Oh.
Still won't be easy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Damn, mister. Come
How
on.
did you like that Doctor Strange movie, Jack? Overall it's fine.
You want good?
Some to me, I'm a big fan of character motivation, and more important, and also like I'm a big fan of character motivation and visual storytelling. I want a scene that illustrates the choice that our hero makes as to why they are a hero. And we don't really get that in Doctor Strange. We get two people talking about why it's great to be a hero. And it's kind of, kind of weak. That aspect of the movie. I liked the visuals. I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I like that weirdo lady who's the weirdo lady. I forget her name all the time. And I think it has one of the most satisfying endings to any Marvel movie.
3 shotguns is probably enough for now. I can come back and get more. That's the beauty of
You
it.
can anytime you can get a shotgun. I thought the way that our hero handles the villain at the end was incredibly clever, and not the standard punch the bad guy till I win fare, and I really liked that. 10 points.
Which part? The jumping in and out of suits?
Sorry, I moved to Doctor Strange.
Oh.
The jumping in and out of suits of Iron Man 3 is, again, why it is a perfect action movie. The visual metaphor of the Mandarin tearing off Tony Stark's facade so he can come to the realization of the person he truly is. Oh, it's art! It's fucking art, and I love it. I'm going to start a weekly podcast where I just talk about Iron Man 3.
Specifically, that one movie.
Just Iron Man 3 over and over and over again. You're welcome, Internet.
All right. About time for that atom fight now.
You're doing great. Removing his... Escape Cage says, removing his costume is removing his costume. How subtle. But his costume is a metaphor. It's a metaphor!
The walls he's putting up around himself and his post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah. Keeps getting torn away.
It's about placing his trust not in himself, but in the things he builds when he needs to learn how to trust himself and those around him.
Yeah, there's a
Pepper
lot
Potts?
going on there. It's smarter than you'd think.
Right? Oh, you're reading a book, Rich.
Well, it's because I broke the weapon and the book was the next thing in my inventory.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hence the Spider-Man Homecoming message. Exactly. That's what I was saying. It's one of those things where if you have seen all the other MCU movies, that moment in Spider-Man when Spider-Man says, "Without the suit, I'm nothing," and Tony takes it away from him, it's a big deal. Like if you remember that, if you remember Iron Man 3, it's hugely powerful, and if you haven't seen Iron Man 3, it's still a good moment. But that's part of the power of the shared universe.
Probably should have taken the other way there. It's fine. I still got time.
How much time you got?
A lot.
Oh, okay. Then you're fine. Yep. They should have done alcoholic, Tony. No.
That's kind of what they did in 2.
A little bit.
A little bit. But it was less alcoholism and more I'm drinking because I'm dying.
Right.
You know.
Right. I don't know. I don't know if we're quite ready for the alcoholic superhero to be in a big movie yet. I don't know if we're there yet. How long did it take him to get to be an alcoholic in the comics?
15 years? When
Only
did they do that? When did they do that story? It was,
Only 15?
was that mid-80s or was that early 80s? Alcoholic Iron Man.
Yeah, maybe 15 years.
Well, no, might be closer to 20. When was the character's probably a little bit earlier, and I was thinking 67, but he's way earlier than that. He's like 60,
Probably.
64.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's not way earlier, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely one of the early Marvel characters.
Yep. Anonymous says, I agree that people go out of their way to hate the new movies, but there are people trying to make the new ones, all of them, seem amazing. Some people defend their opinions by doubling down on them.
Which new movies?
I assume they're talking Star Wars.
Why? We moved on from that crap.
Well, I'm just reading the tips, and that was from 8 hours ago when we started the stream. So basically, what you're saying is everyone's an idiot but me. The lobster. Some people are dickheads. What are you going to do about it? Not much. All right, what do we got here? Whisker Cuddle says, Jack, I don't think my last tip came through, so I'm sending you a tip to tell you about my last tip. Not coming through unless this one doesn't come through. Either way, enjoy my hard-earned millions. Thank you, Whisker Cuddles. Let me look back here to see if your last tip came through. No. I don't see your last tip. I'm sorry. I have nothing else from you today, so... Unless that was just a joke about your last tip not coming through and your new tip, like, they've gotten meta with the tip jokes. Yay!
Rogue One or Last Jedi? They're about equal.
Oh, come on.
About
You didn't like The Last Jedi that much?
maybe a little bit more. Just didn't do much for me.
You crazy, man.
Eh.
You crazy, man.
Oh, look, the clown that made me quit this game. Adam's fine. These are the chainsaws you get for beating him that I am not going to use.
Right, because they're the most powerful weapon in the game.
Single-handed, insane damage. You can grab 3 books that just make their durability insane.
Sure, sure.
Each book gives them 3 times the durability, and it stacks.
That is insane.
Yeah, so you can make one chainsaw last like pretty much the whole game.
Oh, man.
Alright, come on. Don't get stuck on there, you fucking... You're caught on the...
Do I find this segment offensive? No.
That's kind of funny.
Right, I get it. Listen, I'm a clown. I maintain that the reason that, scary clowns are a bit in the first place is because, in general, people like clowns. Oh.
You like that flame attack today, don't you?
Nobody likes clowns. Children love clowns. Clowns are great. Anyway, here we go. Luke Weiser says, here's some beer money. Don't let that alcoholic Mike steal it from you. We'll try not to. I'll take your beer money. The one thing I'm upset about is usually between Mike and I, we keep the refrigerator stocked with energy drinks.
Do your fucking spin attack, you clown.
You clown? And there are currently no energy drinks in the refrigerator. That's what I was looking for when I got here, and they're not here, and it's upsetting.
Fall down. Ugh,
What?
I had to chase after him. He fell down one boom.
He can fall down?
Yeah.
Look.
He's not doing the attacks I want him to do.
Well, I'm sorry.
I want him to spam the fuck out of that.
Okay.
3 good hits on him when he... Wow!
Oh, no!
That sucked. That sucked.
Oh no, Rich, you died!
You know what? It's fine.
You died!
It's fine.
Oh, Rich, I'm so sorry.
Here's what we do. I don't have a save anywhere near there.
You starting over?
No. I got something else in mind.